Before we get into this video, baby, I have to give honorable mention to me because I really beat my face tonight. Like I did that. No shade, no shade, no nothing, baby. Yeah. YouTube University. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today we getting into some things, okay? Now I already know that y'all can see I got a new little look going on. I got a whole new vibe, okay? So yes, I had the hair transplant. It was a huge adjustment cutting all of my hair off. Like I already knew I was going to shave my head, but once I actually shaved my head and like feeling the air on my scalp, it was just a different thing. Like seeing my entire head and like looking at my full face, it was like, wow, like this is really me. I kind of felt empowered when I cut it all off. I shared in my hair journey video that at 16 years old, when I was in a beauty salon and I had to get all my hair cut off because it was so damaged, I felt naked. I was afraid. I felt ugly. But this time when I cut my hair off at 28 years old, I felt empowered. I felt beautiful. I felt strong. And it's just, to compare these two experiences now and at 16 years old, but actually doing the same thing, it's just a testament of my growth, of my self-love, of that whole journey. Y'all know I don't like to beat around the bush, so let's just jump right into it. This video is going to be about my journey as far as going to Turkey, getting the hair transplant, sharing my experience with y'all, and answering some Q&A because I know it's been a lot of questions in the comments, okay? So I'm here to give it to y'all. And let me start off by saying this, like Turkey, you cool and all, but I don't got no reason to go back. I feel like in Turkey, everyone is a scammer. Like everything is for sale. You can be walking down the street. I remember this dude, it was so cold and it was like snowing at one point. So my eyes was running, my nose was running. I'm like, oh my gosh, like just looking a mess. This guy tried to sell me a napkin. Like everything is for sale. The price is always negotiable. It's kind of like annoying because it's like, I thought Atlanta was home of the scammers, but really it's Turkey. Let's just start with the whole journey and the whole beginning. So I booked through Longevita. Longevita is the clinic I decided to go to because through doing my research and watching TikTok videos, watching YouTube videos, Google, everything, I felt like that was the clinic I wanted to go to. Like all the review videos that I saw of Black women getting this hair transplant were from that clinic. There's some other great clinics in Turkey too. He was one of them. But I just personally, it was something about Longevita that I was like, I'm going to them. Booking was fairly easy. They communicate. They had no problem answering any questions before I came. I didn't feel like they were just taking my money and not caring about me. From the moment I arrived, they treated me with stellar service. It was like first class service everywhere. Like we were picked up in Mercedes Sprinters all the time, like for every to the appointment, after surgery, like we was picked up in luxury, baby, and that's what I like. The only thing I could say that I did not like was the hotel that they had us staying at. They had us staying at the Holiday Inn. What you doing? Nothing, chilling at the Holiday Inn. I decided to get the whole package from them, so I let them book my transportation. I let them book my hotel. The only thing I booked separately was my flight, and the hotel that they told us we were going to be staying at was 5-star. Now, if you know me, when I think of 5-star and I hear 5-star, I have a certain vision in mind, a certain je ne sais quoi about it. And the Holiday Inn just never, I'm sorry, I don't care what country you in, how nice it is, it's just never going to get 5-star to me. I will say that I do know that 5-star, the meaning of 5-star on that side of the world in Europe, in different countries is different from what we experience in America, and luxury looks different in other countries. So to them, that was a 5-star hotel. So I guess I should have told them I wanted a 10-star hotel. But that was a fairly nice Holiday Inn. Like it wasn't bad at all. It wasn't like it was dirty or anything. Just not what I expected. Okay. I went to Turkey a few days before my appointment. I got there like a day and a half before my actual appointment because I spent $2,000 on my flight. So I was like, if I'm spending that much money on a flight, I definitely want to make sure that I'm able to at least explore and see the city. And I just didn't know how I was going to feel after surgery. I didn't know if I would want to go outside or not. So me and my best friend arrived a day and a half before. We got to explore and see the city. We were not really happy with Turkey just because we did a lot of touristy stuff and we paid like American prices. It feels like it didn't feel like we were in a country where our money is significantly higher. I honestly feel like we got cheated at every turn. And I was okay with it only because I was like, we only here for a short amount of time. You know, I just want to have a good time. I don't want to be worried about money or whatever. Obviously, if things were just outright ridiculous or didn't make sense, we didn't do it. But a lot of times we knew that people were upcharging us because they could tell we were tourists. If you are thinking about going to Turkey, like just be on the lookout for that. The taxis are all scammers. They have Uber out there, but our Uber did not work for some reason. So we had to use taxis. And I would just say have your hotel call taxis if you need a taxi and make sure you're confirming the price before they even pull off. Like if you need your hotel person to translate, just cut down on some of the, hassle by just getting that price out up front. Okay, let's talk about the actual day of surgery. So the day of surgery, it was cool. I woke up super early. I was picked up in a Sprinter super early. Went to the hospital. The hospital was very clean. There was no issues with um, any sanitary purposes. Like I didn't feel like I was walking into like, ooh, honey, is that a white refrigerator? Like it didn't give that. Okay, like it was cool. But it's a hospital, so it's not it's just a hospital. Once I got there, everyone was super friendly. The staff has always been super friendly. That has never been an issue. Um, you get there, you do your consultation with the doctor. They spend 30 minutes drawing out your hairline. So for me, it didn't take that long because I did have a few little fuzz around the beginning. So we pretty much took my hairline that we could see, traced it, connected it where we needed to connect it, and went from there. You choose your hairline. I know that's a question that a lot of people have like, hey, do you get to design your own hairline? You are 100% in control of your hairline. And she did it until I was satisfied with it and I felt like it was perfect. Once that was taken care of, it's time to go into the OR. And the OR, y'all, it was like walking into like I didn't know what was going on, baby. I was scared. Okay, I was scared. I feel like this with every surgery though. Like every time it's time to like actually walk into the OR, it's like y'all know me by now. Y'all know I'm a risk taker. Y'all know I was just talking to my mama this week and she was like, "You are so brave, Tiana." Like she was like, "Girl, you will go get you some surgery." And I was like, "And will. If I don't like it, if I want to fix it, I'm gonna do it." But I never like y'all, when it comes down to these procedures, any procedure I've ever done, I'm a risk taker. Like I'm never scared. I'm never nervous until I'm actually walking into the OR. Like I feel like a lot of people will like psych themselves out ahead of time and they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. I'm this, I'm that." As soon as I get in that OR, I'll be like, "Oh man, it's the moment of truth." But I still go through with it though. So then they gotta numb you. This is where it starts to get crazy right here. So they have like this little massage bed there. Like imagine you getting a massage and they got the little like headpiece with the face cut out so you can breathe. You got to lay face down on the table. That was the only part that was concerning me because I was just wondering, like, it's a massage bed and everything looked clean, but it was just like, who else face was over here? That was the only part that I like thought about cleaning or something like that. Just because I had to put my face directly on something. But you lay face down and that's when it gets kind of nervous because you can't see what's going on. You just got two people in a room talking in a language. So I'm like, man, I'm face down on this table. What the hell are these people about to do to me? So the numbing begins. The numbing is the absolute worst. Like, honestly, there's no words to describe that type of pain. The best way I could probably describe the pain is to think of a fire breathing dragon blowing like 1,000-year-old fire breath on the back of your head. Like that's the best way to describe it. Like right there on the back of your head, like If you don't believe in God, you're going to call his name that day. I promise you, you will. The needle itself hurts going in. I don't know if it was a big needle. I don't know if it was a small needle because, again, I was face down, so I didn't see it. But the needle itself hurts going in, and then the numbing solution that they inject you with burns as it goes in. Like, the numbing process takes place for about 15 minutes. So I'm like, oh my gosh, bro. I'm just like, I'm literally just praying to God at that point, and I'm screaming. After that first one, I thugged it out for the first one because I didn't know what to expect. After that first one, I said, y'all need to go get somebody. I need to grab somebody's hand. I need to hold somebody's hand. And I was literally like, oh my gosh, I wish my mom was here. So they ended up going to get my translator. My translator came and I was like squeezing that man's hand, baby. I was like, for dear life, okay? After the numbing process, they took hair from my donor area, which is the hair that they transplanted in the front. Once they took that, I had to flip over to the front. And guess what, y'all? They had to numb the front. So you don't get your whole head numb at one time. After the first time, it was horrible, but I was able to breathe. And I was like, whew, okay, the worst part is over. But the joke was on me because the worst part wasn't even started yet. Because the back hurts, but baby, the front hurts worse than the back. Ooh, ooh, mm. Okay, side note. During my consultation, the doctor told me that how far, like, my hairline, I let it get back before I came to them. She was like, I'm highly suggesting 2 rounds. I think you're going to need 2 rounds to get the fullness and the density that you want. I'm not going back for 2 rounds. So if my hair just don't get full and thick, it just won't be that. I will get my body done 3 more times before I go back and get another transplant. And that's just what it is. Okay. Okay. So after they numb the front, it's time to start the actual transplant. A lot of people ask me, like, what doctor specifically did I go to at the clinic? I'm going to be 100% honest with y'all. It does not matter. And the reason that I say it does not matter is because the doctor honestly did not do anything for the surgery. All she did was draw my hairline. When it was time to actually do the transplant, she came in and made the incisions, which took about 10 minutes, I would say, for my hairline. And then after that, her 2 assistants did my entire surgery. There was one on my left, boom. There was one on my right, boom. Like, during the surgery, my heart was like beating so fast. My hands were literally like shaking because they pump you with adrenaline so your hairs can raise off of your head. After the surgery, y'all, they fed me lunch. Like, they real deal gave me a whole meal. I went home, went to sleep. I was so tired. And I guess just by like my body being full of adrenaline, like when the surgery was over and I finally got back to the room, I was sleeping and I passed out. I was like, oh, I'm going to sleep. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Y'all, sleeping after this surgery, when I tell y'all, I was so annoyed. Like, y'all ever do something and then you just be like mad at yourself because you're like, why would I even do that? Why would I put myself in this? Like, I'm just so mad. Like, I didn't get good sleep for about 2 weeks. You literally have to sleep in an elevated position with a neck pillow. And I was just like, bro, I'm so sick of doing this. The reason they tell you to do that is to keep the swelling from the fluid from moving to your face and your face swelling up and getting big. So my face, thankfully, thank God, did not swell up, did not get big. I was not looking crazy like how people be out here looking crazy. And it's because I made sure to sleep that way. Something that was really annoying with this entire process is for the first 15 days, you have to wash your hair every single day. And it was super annoying getting up, washing my hair, doing it. But you know, we made it do what it do. Let's get into the cost. So everyone wants to know, how much was this transplant? This transplant was very cheap, in my opinion. The transplant in total cost a little bit over $2,000, but it was under $2,100. And with my flight, that was 2,000. So all in all, it was about $4,000, which I felt like was a great price for the surgery. The reason I decided to go all the way to Turkey as opposed to staying in the United States is because when I was getting quotes from doctors in the United States, I was quoted $10,000. I was quoted $13,000. I was quoted literally so much. And I just didn't feel like it was worth it. Y'all know I also have PTSD from paying $10,000 on my breast. and getting a horrible, y'all gonna have to go watch the video on that. But y'all know I'm just like at a certain point where it's like I'm never paying that much for surgery again. Like I'm just not doing it because I know that higher pricing does not always mean better work. Like the proof's right here. I wanted to thoroughly do my research and find somewhere that was cost effective, but still going to deliver the results that I wanted and that I need. All in all, I'm extremely happy that I took this chance, that I went and that I had the transplant. I'm still on the journey. I am still on the road to recovery. I'm still recovering. I made a month of my transplant yesterday. So far, the hair is doing what it's doing. I feel like it was doing really good. And now I'm going through the shock loss process, which for some people it lasts 4 months. For some people it lasts 6 months. So I'm really like patchy right now and looking kind of crazy. And I'm just like, I want to be done with that process so the hair can actually start growing and I could see what it's going to look like. But with any surgery, you just have to be patient, and I'm taking it day by day. I'm waiting, and I'm on this journey with y'all. Okay, so make sure that y'all are subscribing to my channel so that we can see what's going on. Okay, right now we're gonna go ahead and move into a Q&A. The number one question I get asked is, can you wear a wig during the healing process? Yes, you can wear a wig during the healing process. So my clinic informed me that at 2 weeks post-op, I could start wearing like a little scarf if I wanted to go run an errand or do something. And if I wanted to wear a lace wig for, say, I wanted to just go out the house for an hour or, a short amount of time, I could put on a glueless lace wig, but not wear them long term. They informed me that a month out is when I could start wearing glueless wigs long term. My whole thing is like, yes, I went and got the transplant, and that doesn't mean that I'm never going to wear wigs or weaves again, because I very much am. But it's so early in the beginning stages that I want to take care of this hair. And I just feel like if your focus is going to be going to get the transplant and then just hurry up and throw a wig on it because I don't want nobody to know I got a transplant and I look crazy, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons and you're wasting your money. I always tell y'all with any surgery to make sure that you are like your surgeon's going to do what they can, but make sure you are doing your part and like giving, whether it's your body, your boobs, your whatever it is that you get done, give it a chance to flourish. And I personally just feel like getting a transplant and then hurrying up and throwing a wig on in 2 weeks kind of defeats that purpose. I know some people are concerned about like going back to work or like walking through the airport and people knowing, and it's just like, it is what it is. Y'all just got to have an I don't care attitude, to be honest. I went back to work literally days after my transplant. There were questions. There were, people make their comments, and I check who I need to when I need to check them. If it's people who I don't mess with asking me questions and in my personal business, I just, Kathy, now you ain't supposed to be asking me that. Okay? Y'all just have to have those boundaries. You don't have to, answer everybody. And it's not a shameful thing. It's a lot of people in the world who don't have edges. I was one of them. I low key still, we waiting to see. We waiting to see what you feel me? So it's just like, it is what it is. Girl, wear that bald head. The next question, I kind of answered this already. How is the shape decided of your hairline? A lot of people feel like my hairline is too far back, or they would prefer that my hairline was further down. And to those people, I would like to say, this ain't your hairline. Okay, it's mine. Worry about the edges you do or don't have. Like I stated earlier, you are 100% in control of your hairline. The reason I chose my hairline to be exactly where it is because I do still want to wear wigs in the future. Okay, I've always had a big forehead my entire life, and I actually think I look really good as is. So, yeah. Another question, why did I choose this facility? I chose this facility specifically. I believe I answered this. I chose this facility because I felt like they would give me what I wanted and what I needed. I was looking between them and Hiva. And Hiva, I felt like I didn't like the way their hairlines looked when it came to the women. So that's why I chose Longevita. I binge watched a lot of their patients' videos, messaged some folks, got to talk to some people, and I felt like they would be able to give me what I wanted. And so far, I'm happy with it. That's it for our Q&A for today. Make sure you stay tuned, y'all, because I'm on this journey with y'all. So like y'all supporting me, support y'all, support me, support my hair, okay? If you're thinking about getting a transplant, if you need your edges back, if you want to be liberated, get your edges back, whatever it is that you want to do, make sure you check out the description so you can get all the clinic information, go book your surgery, and get them edges back. So thank y'all for tuning into this video. Make sure you check out the turkey vlog if you haven't already, where I actually was there getting my transplant. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.